Hi there, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Project Camper. Today, once again, I am on a mission. Okay, I'll just get straight into it. I've got to fit this, because this, Jesus Christ, it's heavy. I need to upgrade the cable from my battery all the way back to the back, and I'll just show you the difficulty I have. Right, so here is my van battery, and here is the original, I can't remember if it's 35 or 50 mil, it looks more like 35. But that's the cable there, runs underneath, back underneath there, and all the way underneath there. There is a, what's it called, breaker underneath there, and then it goes behind the shower and into the back to a post. Now, on there is a circuit breaker, one of those bolt-on fuses. So there's a fuse there, circuit breaker here, so I can get underneath and just turn that straight off all the way to the back. And I'll just show you the back, because what I want to do now is run it around here, behind here. I'm going to get a bigger piece of aluminium, so instead of it being like that, it will actually stick out like here, so I can tuck the cable behind there with some nice clips. And if I ever need to get to it, it should be easier. Run it behind the kitchen to the back and then up all the way right in to the corner up there where there is, can't see it, you can just about see it, there's the post in the middle of the screen, so it's got to go there. I've already done the negative side, which goes to the what's it called, shunt, so I've already done that. This does need a bit of cable management because I've had to put all this stuff apart. And once again, the back end of the van is in a mess. So these are the crimpers that 12 Watt Planet gave me. Size of them, look at me like that. That's my hand. They are massive. And the cable and all the lugs. Do you know the part number? Ooh, come on, focus. There you go, I don't know if you can see that, but that's the part number for the crimpers. And then, let's go back. Oh. Go back. And I've got a load of, they kindly sent me a load of lugs. So I've done one for the battery terminal. Unfortunately, I have run out of heat shrink, so I've had to use the Black and Nasty for the time being, but I will just at a later date take all that off and put proper heat shrink on there, because I've unfortunately run out and I've used it on other people's vehicles. So if I can get it round here, I'm going to move the circuit breaker from in there, and I might mount it on the back of the seat post. The only thing is, it should be fine because obviously none of this is metal, but it would be nice if I could put it on here on a piece of wood or a really thick piece of plastic to isolate it. I can't see it as being a problem, but it may be a project for a later date. Tell me what you think. Anyway, let's try and get this somehow through the van. Oh, wish me luck. Well, I have managed to get it to the back of the van. Behind the kitchen. It's going to go along that wall. Got to take the washing machine out, so I'm going to do that now. So solar panel, folding solar panel from All Powers, and the washing machine, that's what we've got to come out. And hopefully I should be able to get this somewhere closer, right at the back there. Well, it is a couple of days later, and for the second part of this video, or the continuation of the video, I got another box kindly from 12 Volt Planet. So let's see if I can open it up one-handed. Oh dear, this is quite... So here we go. Right, what have we got in here? Well, more Victron stuff. Okay. That's what I needed, more heat shrink. Thanks guys. And I've got some more cable, and this is for the DC to DC XS chargers, because I needed to uprate that, because it's well, this is the maximum you can put in them, the maximum cable size. I think it's what size is this? 170 amp. Say the size, 30 mil squared. So that's the maximum a Victron DC to DC XS 50 amp charger can take. So that's what I'm going to fit. So that can go down there. And this is an Orion DC to DC converter. And this is what is going to charge the power bank up whilst driving. Where's the knife gone? Right. Okay. It actually does look like the old Orion DC to DC chargers, but this is a converter. A little plug. But these aren't smart. They're not smart. And it doesn't have a little bus line in it, so this is a complete standalone unit. There are 20 amp ones of these available, and they actually do look like the what they call the IP60s with chargers. So this is going to charge the power bank, and then the input is just free from the battery, and the output will be going to the XT60 connector for the power bank, and that can just plug straight in. And basically what this should do, this should replicate a solar panel. So argument's sake, you know, you charge your power bank up via a solar panel, or if you use a 12 volt DC socket, it's not going to charge very fast, but this should charge it at 30 amps, so that's 360 watts. So if the solar panel provided by All Powers is 400 watts, this shouldn't be too far. Well, it's only 40 watts less, and to be fair, it's not very bright outside, so this is going to do more than the actual solar panel. So that's my way of thinking. Let's get it out of the packet. So yeah, there it is in all its glory. So that just goes in there for the remote. So I'm going to try and fit that this weekend, because I've done the cable and that all works tickety-boo. And I put a little screenshot in now to show you the charging. And I haven't put them up to the full 50 amps because I wanted the proper cable, so I can do all that. So once again, I'm going to be a busy boy in the back of the van. So there you go, look. There's a DC to DC converter, and this is a spare XT60 connector with NC4 solar panel plugs. This was given to me by All Powers. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to chop these off, and they're going to go in there. So what I might do is just like do that right now, because that's quite an easy job. Well, I hope you can hear me, because unfortunately I do have the Chinese diesel heater on, because it is 7 degrees outside and it's like bloody cold. Now, how much do I want? I'm just going to cut this. My feet can just come straight out. Before it runs away. Okay, well that's not going to come out, is it? So should have just done that in the first place. Right, there's for the bin. Okay, so all they got to do is go in there. Now, do I put ferrules on there or not? I think I will do, but I haven't got my ferrule kit here, so it's not going to happen today. How about there? I think. Right, where's the knife? There's the negative done. Positive. Oh. I mean, it's quite thick enough, so I think that's, I mean, this is made by All Powers, so, well, supplied by All Powers, so hopefully that'll go in like that. So let's get a screwdriver, screw it down. Just about fits in there. Right, so that potentially is all done. So what we do now is fit this in the back of the van, run some more cables from the distribution, which at the moment is looking a little bit overcrowded. So I think at a later date, when I do it, I'm going to probably have to rewire the whole back of the van, just so I can have some better cable management. You can join them up together, can't you? But that's a whole lot of rewiring. So yeah, that's that bit done. So let's just put this in the dustbin. It's such a handy old thing this is. This is a Parkside kit. I think that was like 20 quid. And this thing here, wow. I mean, it don't sound very powerful. Damn, has that got some guts. It's just got everything that you need in for the little projects. It really is, really good bit of kit. It sits behind there. Right. Okay, so there we go. Look. That is the output side, and the XT60 connector will go into the power bank and replicate a solar panel. They're in there nicely. Right, job done. So here we are in the back, and you can see, like, I mean, that is a bit of a mess up there, but that is still a work in progress, and that is for the aux beam stuff. Now, you can see where I've got, like, at the back there, I've got the servo unit, I've got 2 Victron XS's, then the first MPPT for the roof solar panel, the Lynx distributor, and that's why I want to put 2. But, as I say, it's getting a bit messy in here now, because I keep adding stuff, and it's really mucking with my OCD and my work ethics. So the idea is to basically get a piece of, like, board or something like that, overboard that so I can hide the cables nice and neat, have 2 Victron power in Lynx distributors joined together, and then with the second, well, this isolated DC to DC converter, which is the power bank, is there behind the panel, folding solar panel. Now it is beginning to show its age here because it goes on the floor all the time, so it's getting a bit, it would be nice if All Powers put like a plastic edge on there, and one of the straps is broken as well, and it's like, yeah, it's coming apart. But that is the plan, to move this over a bit. I've got some more of that which is up there, and then put this beside it so it can vent up, because if I put it here, it's basically got nowhere to vent. So it is looking messy, and I want to tidy it up because, as I say, it's not great. I mean, it's perfectly safe, but it's just, yeah, I just don't like it anymore. So I'm gonna have to take all of that out and then redo it. But I'm gonna have to get another Lynx power in, because there's probably about, well, 6 or 7 cables going into that, and obviously it's only meant to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just, I don't like it. So I'll probably have to order one of them. But that doesn't stop me from doing that. But that means I've got to put more cables into that distributor, and it can take like 1,000 watts, I think, or is it amps? I can't quite remember. I really can't remember, so don't quote me on that. And earlier I did call the IP22 and IP60, so that's what I meant. So apologies there. That is the charger for the battery when plugged in. So yeah, I mean, it's tidy, but not as tidy as I'd like it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and order another Lynx and do all that. So I'm probably just gonna mount this for the time being and then come back to it. But if you get my way of thinking, instead of using the MC4 connectors that go into the power bank, I'm gonna be using the DC to DC converter to charge the power bank at 30 amps, which is 360 watts, instead of like plugging it into the cigarette adapter, because that takes ages. Right, so I've mounted it to here for the time being, but as I said, I'm gonna completely do all of this. And what I'll probably do is just get a piece of cheap 9mm ply and base it all out, and then at a later date get some of that nice black stuff, like, because Rob from Pack the Van and Go has given me a link to all that black stuff that he's using in the back of his van, and it does look tidy. So just to reiterate, right at the back there is the Victron GX servo unit, and then the first XS 50 amp charger, the second 50 amp charger, the rooftop MPPT, which is a 150, my fuse box for all the peripherals in here, my links distributor, my master switch. Up there is another breaker for the aux beam, the inverter, the second MPPT for the folding solar panel, which was supplied by All Powers, and then I have a Victron Blue Smart IP22 three-way charger, and then the DC to DC converter that was kindly given to me by 12 Volt Planet. So, as you can see earlier, I put the XT60 connector on there, and I do now have some appropriate sized cable. So I'm going to put some lugs on this end, put them in there. Now I do have a ferrule kit. I'm not sure if I want to use a ferrule kit because I don't really want to, I mean, I know I've got plenty of cable here, plenty of cable, but I'm one of these people that I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. And as I say, at a later date, I will completely do that. So I'm not going to cut this cable down. I'm just going to, oh no, see if I can get it in there and do something tidy with it. So I'm going to take this back off, take that off, put some ring terminals on the back of there, some lugs, and then put it in here. Okay, so I've put the ferrules on there. I just like ferrules. They just look so much neater. They really do. I was going to add, now obviously I've been speaking to Rob from Pack the Van and Go, and he's just released a video of fitting the 20 amp high power unit. Now unfortunately I couldn't get a hold of one. Now that would have been my preferred, because that's all the research I've done to charge up at All Powers or any power station, but I believe this will do just the same. Probably not as great, maybe, you know, because obviously this is a low power one. This is 12 to 12 to 30 amp, and the other one is 12 24 20 amp, but I'm going to work with what I've got. And to be fair, like I said just a minute ago, it's going to be a lot better than coming out of there, because this will put it up to 30 amps. So obviously the watts is what we need, 360 watts at 30 amps. So that's what I'm counting on. And I will be honest, this is a bit of a gamble, because as I said, I would have liked to have got like the high power one, because obviously the voltage is completely different, and that's probably more on par with a solar panel. But unfortunately, I have got this, and so this is what I'm going to work with. And also, if it's slightly less power on long journeys, then obviously it's going to be a bit more gentler, because the DCs to DCs at the back there will be charging the battery, and this would be coming off the battery and not the alternator. So I'm gambling on a bit more efficiency than that, but I shall see. So anyway, this is a bit of a project, i.e. Project Camper. So let's put these in, clamp them down, and put some lugs on the end. Okay, they are nice and secure, they're not going to go anywhere. So let's do the other end. Right, so to crimp these, all I've done is I've just used a normal pair of snap-on Blue Point crimpers, and these are nice and tight. They do work. It's a bit of a hard work, but they work perfect, and they are not coming off. So right, all I need to do now is put this into the DC links power in, put a fuse in, hunky dory. Right, there you go, all powered up, cables to the DC distribution, coming down, down, there they are, and here's the XT60 connector. So let's just turn this on. Right, 26%. So at the moment, normally I'll be charging up via solar or using the other, the solar panel connected to this to double up the van. So let's put the XT60 connector in and see how much power if that goes over 100 watts, that'll be alright. There you go, look. I think that's alright. Mind you, 11 hours. That could be improved on. But obviously we're not running the van at the moment. But, saying that probably won't make a difference anyway. And I can always boost this by plugging the inverter in, because you can dual charge this. But that's not bad. I mean, I know it's 26% and it's pretty flat, but we're pulling in 101 watts, which is far better than a cloudy day like it is at the moment. I'm happy with that. I mean, to be fair, like I did say, if I outed this for the high power one, that would probably be a considerable amount more. But as I said, this is what I got and this is what I'm working with. So, it would be nice, but at a later date I might upgrade it. But to be honest, that's hunky dory. And it has got like a switch here that I can also plug in into the aux beam and control it at the front. So I can just turn it on and off and just connect it up to here. This little green tag that I was showing you earlier. So, it's quite a neat install. I'm happy with that. It's a lot better than the 12-volt socket, but as I said, unfortunately, I can't find that, which is really annoying, so I wanted to do a comparison. So it almost makes this video a little bit pointless, but not that pointless. Anyway, got this from 12-volt Planet. They were kind enough to send it to me. Anyway, let's pack this stuff up and get back in the front. On another quick note, I've decided to put my little homemade sky net type insulation thing on the back. And as I said, like, I don't know if you remember, all this is a tablecloth, a bit of that foil insulation in the middle, and then the other side is a fleece blanket from Tesco's. The whole thing cost me like 20 quid to make. It is super warm. I'll show you the inside in a second. So there you go, there's the inside of the back on my little thermal barrier. Now I have bought myself a sleeping bag from out in the warehouse. An Everest down one. This was quite expensive, to be fair, because this is for another up and coming adventure. And this is so warm. Last night, I'll just turn the camera around. Last night, I thought I'm going to test that sleeping bag out. So I had no heating on. I opened the windows, so the van was freezing cold this morning. But that sleeping bag, I was toasty. And as I said just a second ago, That is for an up-and-coming adventure. So I'm quite excited about that because that is so toasty. Anyway, so the Victron DC to DC charger at the back is working perfect. It is charging up. I think it's charging up better than the 12-volt socket, but only time will tell. If it doesn't, then like I said, I shall fit the high power one like I recommended to a mate of mine, Rob from Pack the Van and Go. I'll leave a link in the description up there to his channel because it is brilliant, and we have such a giggle together. We really do. We always FaceTime each other, talking to each other, just talking shit basically, and I get on really, really well with him. And the Scotland trips that we do, this is why I'm trying to get the electrical system all upgraded. So, right, I thought I'd just butt in quickly here because after a little bit more research, the Victron DC to DC converter that I've fitted, actually, and it pains me to say this, I did find my XT60 connector to the 12-volt socket, and I think it's only giving probably about another couple of watts. There's not much in it, to be fair. And even fitting, looking at the specifications of the high power DC to DC converter, which is the one I originally wanted, but unfortunately that it wasn't in stock, and 12-volt Planet don't actually stock them, which is a bit gutting about that, but hey ho. So anyway, the way I'm going to be thinking now is I looked at the specifications of the All Powers R2500, and it can take 150 volts via solar. Oh, the camera's slipping. So I'm going to try now and try and find a 12 to 48 volt DC to DC converter. I have seen Master Volt that do one. The only thing with that is like 600 quid, and it doesn't have a like a relay built into it, so you can remote start it, remote on and off, you know, a remote switch. It's just permanently connected. So yeah, it's back to the drawing board. So I have watched quite a lot of videos on YouTube saying fit the high power Victron DC to DC converter, and it does work, but it only works marginally better than what I've got. So I think that mine charges at 105 maximum we're seeing out of it watts, and the higher power Victron charges about 230 watts. So there's not that much difference actually, and I was a little bit disappointed. So you're going to need quite a lot if you really want to charge your power bank up like for a solar panel. If you look at the voltage from a solar panel, it's between 34 and whatever volts. So you need to replicate that, and unfortunately the DC to DC converters are not quite getting there. So I mean they do work, but they don't work like a solar panel does. So you need a lot higher voltage. So coming from 12 volts up to 48 and even higher if you can. That's the only way you're going to be efficiently charging up a power bank. So anyway, I'll end it now and I'll put this little clip in. The Scotland trips that we do, this is why I'm trying to get the electrical system all upgraded. So join me later on in a couple of months time, because it's November now. So after Christmas I will be going to Scotland, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hence the reason why I want to get like the electrical system sorted, power bank charging whilst driving, and then that's all tickety boo, and then I can still use a solar panel if need be and chuck that outside. Or if the van battery's getting a little bit low, I can then use the second solar panel and connect that to the van with the second MPPT. Anyway, I don't know if you're aware, but I have now, due to popular requests, made a members channel. You can get perks like badges, early content, priority replies, and also if you send me a link to your address, I will give you a free Project Camper sticker, just like these. And you can stick them around your van if you want to. You can put them on your fridge, like I've got like mine down here. There's Rob, Archie, and then I've got like Greg Virgo's, Ash's, my Scotland sidekick. What we've got here, yeah, there's loads of them, and it's just, it's a thank you as well, because at the end of the day, if you're going to give me money, I want to give something back to you, as well as early content, etc, etc. So if that's something you fancy doing, just click on the members and join. It's 99p, under £1. I've set it really low because at the end of the day, it's not about making money. It's about giving back to you guys. So anyway, there you go. A few more upgrades done to the van. There are a couple of more things I want to do. As I said, I want to take out all that electrical system because it's looking a little bit messy now, and basically put a 9mm piece of ply all the way from the back to the back door, and then mount everything. And once I'm happy, I'll probably get some of that black board, like Rob said to me, like he's done in his van, because that looks really, really cool. Anyway, once again, thank you very much for all the love and support. Thank you very much for the new subscribers, and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, it's completely free. And join me on some further videos and further adventures where I normally just upgrade the van, spend more money, and basically go places. And as I got a new bike, it's really, really cool to get out. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out. Bye.